Welcome to the Get Published podcast, sponsored by Brodie Consulting Group. To get more information about our coaching, publishing, executive ghostwriting, and podcast production services, go to getpublishedpodcast.com. Hello, I am Paul Brodie, and thank you for joining us for another episode of the Get Published podcast, where we help authors get published with a proven system that works. And today we are doing a special Christmas edition, and we are doing this with our client, Wayne Vanderwall, who recently did his second release of his book, The Gospel of Santa Claus. And I just thought this was the perfect book to talk about during the holiday season. Wayne, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Paul. I'm glad to be here.
Well, we are thrilled to have you. Are you ready to begin?
You betcha.
All right. Question number one. What is the one piece of advice that you would give to a first-time author who is currently writing their book?
I would say embrace learning. It's a whole new world, this writing a book and publishing, but it's a new adventure as well. But there's a lot to learn along the way, such as how to write a book. You're going to have to, if it's a fiction book, you're going to have to think about premise, conflict, characters, climax, resolution. There's a lot just to write the book itself, and you want to write the best book you can. So learning as much as you can on how to write a book. But then after that, there's so much more, just as publishing, traditional versus hybrid versus self-publishing. Then you have retailers, Amazon, Ingram Sparks, Barnes and Noble, and so many others. Distribution, marketing, branding, social media, ebook, print, audiobook. I mean, there's so much to learn. There's massive amounts of information. And no matter which way you go, which route you take as far as publishing, traditional, hybrid, or self-publishing, in today's world as an author, we have to be directly involved in all that. So we need to learn about it as much as we can, even with traditional publishers, unless you're J.K. Rowling that has a whole team of people doing everything for you. You know, for most of us, we're doing a lot of it on our own, even with the traditional publisher. So that's my biggest thing is just embrace learning.
And what do you feel is the hardest part about getting published?
Well, as I mentioned, writing a book is a new adventure. And there are ups and downs for sure. And so for me, the hardest part is persevering and being patient, having patience with yourself and having patience with the process. I suggest talking with other authors who have gone on this adventure before you, learn from their mistakes and wins, be open to constructive criticism, but ultimately be true to your vision for your book and persevere, write, learn, learn, learn.
Well, let's talk about marketing. So please share a marketing strategy that you have used in your book launch that has worked well.
For me, the biggest thing I think is knowing your audience, knowing exactly who you're writing for, because after the book's completed and published, then you want to get it out there. You want people to enjoy it, love it, and embrace it. And who your audience is, because and then narrowing them down to as small and specific as you can, and make them small and specific, so you can focus on them, focus your energy on them, because those are your people. They're the ones that are going to be there for you. They're your foundation to build upon. So connecting with them on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, etc. But narrowing them down as small as possible to focus on them first. Know who they are.
Well, one of the things about your book is that obviously it's very unique, and with it obviously having that Christmas theme to it and everything. I know one of the things that we wanted to do was to launch it around early to mid November, just so we could already get those people that were ready to feel that momentum of the holidays and everything, especially with Halloween just being done, Thanksgiving coming up, and Christmas. So I also feel timing is really important, especially with a book as unique as this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you and I collaborated on that and both agreed on the timing, and it worked out great for us.
Well, speaking of books, I'd like to know what is your favorite book and what was the number one thing that you learned from it.
With that question, I have two. I have
Cool.
from my childhood, The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, C.S. Lewis, and then The Hobbit, J.R.R. Tolkien, and who were both friends. But they were both books that were just beautifully written, beautiful stories, uh, and they're stories that touched you, that moved you emotionally. Uh, they also taught. I learned later that the two books were a mirror or reflection of biblical themes of redemption, of family values, loyalty, morality, right versus wrong. So they touch you, they teach you, and then they're of course entertaining, and that's what I learned from those books as I started to write my own book, The Gospel of Santa Claus. That I feel it does the same thing. It touches, teaches, and entertains, and just moves you, and you learn some good stuff and entertaining, and hopefully the Gospel of Santa Claus will be on the big screen just like those books were at some point, and they were big successes on the movie just because. But they're just beautiful books that taught me how to, you know, if I'm going to write something, I want it to touch, teach, and entertain people.
And for our final question, what is your favorite quote and why?
Well, right now in these kooky times we have with pandemic and election mess and then coming out with a couple books in the same season right now that I find the quote that I keep coming back to is God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I just have to reflect on that pretty much daily just to kind of ease my mind, help me take a step back and just focus on what I can control and give to God what I can't control and just be at peace.
Well, Wayne, we're going to go slightly off script. I have one more question I want to ask, and that is obviously this is the first time we have done a Christmas themed episode, which super excited about. What is your Christmas wish that you would like to share with our audience?
I would love to just for people to embrace the season for what it is. It, Christmas Day is all about the birth of Jesus, God man incarnate who came to redeem the world back into himself, bringing love, joy, peace, and kindness to the world. And so I guess that's my wish for everyone this season is to just embrace that meaning of the season. You know, peace on earth and goodwill toward man. If we had a little more of that going around in today's world, I think this Christmas season could be that much brighter, that much more brighter for all of us.
Wayne, I couldn't say it any better myself. Well, I want to thank you for being a guest on the show and also for being such an amazing client. What is the best way for people to find you online?
All right, Paul. And again, I appreciate all your help with the book and the launch. It went great. People can reach me probably easiest through the websites waynevanderwall.com or thegospelofsantaclaus.com, or you can look me up on Facebook. I have the Gospel Santa Claus page, my business Wayne Vanderwall page, and then my personal Wayne Vanderwall page. So any of those work.
Wayne, thank you once again for being on the show, and I wish you all the best, and most importantly, a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in your journey ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, very Merry Christmas to you and yours. Happy New Year.
Thanks again for joining us today. To learn more about how to get your book published with a proven system that works, grab a free copy of my book at getpublishedpodcast.com.